Okay, so dear Dharma practitioners, be comfortable yourself and relax your body. Keep your back straight, neck head straight in one line, and your right palm on your left. So gently close your eyes and bring your attention to this bell sound. And while you're focusing to the sound, mentally relax your body, relax your mind, and relax your breathing with your thoughts. So do nothing extra. Just follow the sound, please. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, the Exalted One, the fully enlightened One. So dear Dharma practitioners, before we start our practice session, we'll take few minutes for ourselves to understand how this meditation technique practice can help for us to develop our inner awareness. So when it comes to meditation, as you know, there are many kind of meditation techniques. But here we mainly practice tranquility meditation and vipassana meditation. So the very connotation of the meditation is cultivation of your mind with the profitable skills. So in that level, the very first step that you have to take to tranquilize the mind, calm down the mind, keep your mind in one place. So for that we take the primary mental object. So that is the process that we go. Once the mind calm down, with that calm mind, we start to deeply observe, analyze, and recognize. So that is the vipassana. So when it comes to that, sometimes you may heard there are many kind of ideas exchanged regarding while you practice meditation, what will happen to your thoughts and what you need to do with your thoughts. Some says you have to deeply eradicate all the thoughts and empty your mind. And some schools or some teachings explain it's kind of like a meditation, you enter into no thoughts zone. No thoughts at all. You become empty from everything. So then we have to be very clear with the behavior of the mind. So the mind, the awareness or the consciousness itself have thoughts always. So, but the thing is, when it comes to deeper settle down, as example, when it comes to the tranquility state, what happened is still certain kind of awareness or the consciousness or the kind of like thoughts they are, but it's not a kind of disconnect, or it's not kind of like reflect on something or go with something or imagination or kind of like go with the desire. So it is thoughts and thinking process. So in tranquility meditation, there is no kind of like influence or the generates of thoughts related to something not belong to the present moment. So just imagine you have the effort to understand and you are settled down with the present moment. So then you go with the sensation. So when that recognition happen out of the certain kind of thoughts, so without thoughts you can't recognize, but that thoughts more related to rather than what you think. It is more recognition, and it happen right now, right here, what you experience within you. So that is what we need to develop, not to empty our mind. We can't do that. Not to get out of this all and kind of like become kind of like air. No, the consciousness, the awareness, the recognition always going to be there. But only thing is, you kind of like minimize the thoughts, because once you settle down with the present moment, you don't need so much thoughts. Just imagine there is that whatever happened yesterday, and now you start to think about it. So the whole process go agitating and imagining the kind of like bringing, producing more and more and more thoughts. And just imagine you want to do something tomorrow, and that whatever that is, you have to generate inside your mind. So through the tranquility meditation, what happened, you slowly get out of that kind of nature. And once you get out of this, in this right now, right here, what happened, you don't need to generate extra thoughts. That very moment, your feelings, once your awareness come to the feelings, that in that way, whatever your recognition, that itself bring the thoughts without any extra effort. So, and at the same time, getting to that level, getting to this tranquility state, and develop that foundation before we go to Vipassana. There are certain exercise, that there are certain kind of activities we have to do in day-to-day life. It's kind of like a mastering the meditation. Recently, I have mentioned some other few techniques. So if you listen to this very first time, so you go to our previous classes and see that what are the exercise I mentioned in day-to-day life, how you can practice. But if you know that already, that things, and today we're going to bring another kind of like exercise while you practice in day-to-day life with your day-to-day activities, with your ordinary lifestyle, how you can master the meditation. So when it comes to that, it is very important, the very behavior of our mind. And then in the very beginning, you have to understand the very behavior and the character and the nature or the pattern of the thoughts. So once you recognize that, what you need to do, you have to minimize the unnecessary thoughts. You have to avoid the unnecessary thoughts, because from our history, from our past, knowingly or unknowingly, we used to have so much thoughts in us. Now what happened, naturally as a current, it start to come inside us. That's why even while we're sleeping, sometimes our thought patterns start to work, because so much unnecessary thoughts in us. So then it is very important for yourself to purify a certain way your mind and get out of these unnecessary thoughts, because that doesn't mean you completely empty your mind. Only thing, you get out of that unskillful thoughts, unnecessary thoughts, some kind of disturbed thoughts. And always you need to develop some kind of profitable thoughts, valuable thoughts, And that way, in day-to-day life, it will help for your meditation practice also. So there are methods then in a certain way that you have to use to take out these thoughts. So the very first method, the whatever the unnecessary thoughts, you can't just take it out. You can't forget it. You can't erase it from your mind. So then what you need to do, slowly you have to replace some kind of valuable thoughts or skillful thoughts to that unskillful thoughts. So substitute, replacing, bringing something to that space, substitute. So there was a very beautiful simile that the Buddha explained. It's kind of just imagine that wooden chair or the table. Before these iron nails come, they used to have kind of like a wooden peg. And so that the wooden peg, when it become loose, you have to replace with something new. So what they does, slowly you bring a new peg and slowly keep it to that and hammering, and then what happened, the old one slowly go out and the new one start to get into that place and keep it and hold it tight. So same like that, in day-to-day life, you have to recognize what are the unnecessary or unskillful or disturbed thoughts that you have in you. And then look what are the valuable thoughts and slowly bring that and reflect again and again that valuable thought, skillful thoughts. So that way what will happen, that slowly that unskillful thoughts will disappear. And even day-to-day life for habits also the same. Just trying to stop this something, it's maybe not work. Then it become a kind of like a struggle. And that struggle maybe disturb you. So that's why you have to develop a method in day-to-day life with your bodily, verbally, mentally actions. Bring some kind of good, profitable skill actions to your life and replace it. So that is the first method, that rather than erasing whole system of thought in the beginning, you have to replace some valuable thoughts to yourself. So then it is your responsibility to see then what kind of thoughts pattern in you, and what is the behavior that you have, what is the mental character that you go through, and slowly try to replace it. And the second one, when the thoughts arise, rather than go with it, accept it, validate it, always see if there is a danger with that thoughts. And if there is a danger for you, so then you should not keep reflect on that thoughts and get out of it. And there was a simile for that, what the Buddha said. It's like, even maybe it is a very nice, comfortable, joyful, happy thoughts, but it is unprofitable. So maybe it's kind of like a very beautiful, shiny, very dangerous snake you put around your neck like an ornament. Anytime it can bite you. So like that, maybe we into so dangerous things in life, and we appreciate it, we like it, we reflect on it, we like to, try again and again, go for that. But maybe it takes only 1 second to bounce back and hit us. So then look into that and see what kind of thoughts you have and see the danger and see that it's kind of like how the society is going to look into us and how are the people going to accept it and how in the future, even by just yourself, if you keep doing this kind of thoughts or the actions, how will the feedback going to come later? Because whatever may be beautiful today, for the moment, maybe you have the joy, but once it become a part of life, maybe it is very difficult for us to get out of it. So that is the second method that you have to use in day-to-day life. Slowly to have a very tranquility foundation and to have a very clear mind. So in that way, slowly what will happen, this disturbed thoughts pattern is start to go out. The very second, the third one is the thoughts become powerful when we reflect on it, when we think again and again and again. And then, so if there are disturbed thoughts in you and unskillful thoughts in you, kind of like invalid thoughts in you, disturbed thoughts in you, what you need to do, don't put attention on that. And bring some kind of another thoughts and divert this and try to reflect on something. So don't put the attention. Intensely neglect that thought. So that way you reduce the power of that thought. And so that once you become skillful with that, by the time slowly that unskillful and invalid, that thoughts pattern slowly start to disappear. So that is the third one. The fourth one is kind of like bring the stillness to your thought pattern. And there was another simile for that. That just imagine there is a person keep running without any reason, running here and there so fast. And then he think, why I am running like this? It is better to slow down a little bit and walk. And then he start to walk. And while he walking here and there, no reason, always busy, keep walking. And then he start, why I am walking like this? It is better to sit. And then sit. So like that, you have to reduce the strength of some unnecessary, unskillful thoughts or the activities in day-to-day life. Maybe suddenly you can't do it. No. So then you can but get out of this. Little by little, little by little. So that is the effort that brings from inside you, and not only that, by the time it develops the clarity in you. So that clarity just doesn't mean that by closing your eyes, sitting on the meditation posture that you practice. No, this you have to do in day-to-day life. So then develop the stillness with your bodily, verbally, mentally action. If it is unnecessary, don't go for that. Don't do it. And maybe you sitting on somewhere and you remembered the refrigerator and there are certain things that you want to eat, go and eat. Then you don't hungry, but still you feel kind of like you want to eat. So bring the stillness to that. And don't try to keep going with that way. So like that with each and every action, try to develop it. And the fifth one is crush the mind from the mind, thoughts from the thoughts. You don't give any chance. It's like that another simile for that. You know, when you fight for boxing, you measure the weight. It's a category. You go to the weight category. It's like a, you know, 150-pound person not going to fight with the 100-pound person. It's not a kind of like a valid professional fight. 165 category, you know, you go with the same weight category. So in the ancient time, when people fight face to face, and they never go and fight with the very weak person. You know, always they go face to face, and they go with the strength to strength. It's the same kind of a skillful person they need to fight. That's a kind of like a professional way of fighting. So here what the Buddha said, same like that, you use a man to defeat another man with the same kind of strength and the power. You use the same kind of thought pattern, same kind of a strong thought to crush or the fight or the defeat that unnecessary invalid thoughts. So that is something in day-to-day life that you have to practice. You recognize certain kind of unskillful thoughts in you, in that kind of like a useless, invalid thoughts in you. So there's a pattern or the habits in you, you have to get out of it. And you practice that all different ways, but it just keep coming. And then you should not give a chance. You have to find the valuable, skillful thoughts, the opposite side of valuable, skillful thought, and bring that thought and reflect on that and hold it to that thought. So by the time what will happen, this unskillful thought will disappear. So that is another method. So then remember yourself, rather than that is why that when it comes to the bhavana, the very connotation of the bhavana is cultivation of the mind. So the cultivation of the mind doesn't mean you go to the empty space. It's develop your profitable skills. So then in day-to-day life, with your other activities, with your bodily, verbally, mentally activities, when you engage with other people, with the environment, even just by yourself, then remember to use these 5 methods. So one is substitute and bring something slowly and replace the thoughts into the old thoughts, very new thought. So that way your old pattern or the methods will disappear, whatever the habitual pattern we used to keep doing. And then that is why we need the new knowledge. So when you have the new knowledge, you understand, oh, so far in my life, I was keep doing something wrong. Now I have to practice different way. Like when we go to the doctor, sometimes doctor explain us, so maybe we keep doing something wrong or we keep eating something wrong. So then he gives something new idea. Okay, you should eat this. So now we're using that and we erase the old mistake. So that is the first method that you have to develop. Bring the new knowledge, bring the new thoughts and replace to your old and get out of it. So, and the second one is the recognizing the danger and don't hold it to it. Don't appreciate any kind of unskillful and invaluable thoughts in you. Don't appreciate that. And remember, it's kind of like the simile. You put a snake, very dangerous, very shiny, beautiful snake around your neck, like you hold, show off like your valuable ornament. And maybe it's going to hit you back, bounce back, and you are in danger. And the third one is, it's kind of like the avoiding and not to reflect on it, not to keep reminding it, and not to put attention on a certain kind of thoughts. Avoid that. divert your mind to different direction. So that way, and you slowly get out of it. And the fourth one is settling down, developing stillness. It's kind of like the very simile that the person who walk so fast, kind of like running, and slow down and start to walk, and the work then slowly start to sit. It's gradually, step by step, you minimize the busyness of your thoughts and slowly settle down. And the fifth one is you use the same kind of strong, the opposite thought, the simile. You use a man to crush the fight and defeat another man with the same strength, same skills. So like that, bring some kind of same kind of profitable skill, valuable thoughts, and defeat the invaluable, unskillful thoughts. So that way, you will develop a kind of like all the profitable skills in you to have a very clear, sharp mindset. So in that sharpness, your tranquility state going to become more stable and more strong. And that foundation will help you to get into the Vipassana level. So with that, let's get into practice a little bit now. So your right palm on your left and neck head straight in one line. Be comfortable with your posture. So bring attention to your body and scan head to toes and say so Patveva, or may I be well and happy 3 times. Take a moment and think. We gathered here in this moment to practice this ancient meditation technique. All the Buddhas, all the enlightened masters followed this path and achieved wisdom. So we also gathered here to accumulate that knowledge. In this moment, with this sitting, may my body become more comfortable, may my breath be more smooth, may no difficulties come to me, may all the success come to me. Also think for a moment, this is the last moment we're spending in this very lifetime, and detach your mind from all your past memories and as well as any kind of future thoughts. Just try to remain in the present moment, observing the sensation of your inhalations and exhalations. So in the beginning, deeply and gently, breathe in, breathe out 3 times and find the sensation, please. And allow your inhalations, exhalations happen itself. When it happens through the sensation, recognize it. Do nothing extra. Bring my attention to your body, please. Observe your posture. We cultivate loving kindness and compassion in our heart and radiate it as a light through entire your compound, village, city, state, country, world, around this universe. Also as far as you can through galaxies, other planets, the stars. Reminding yourself like this. With clear intention, mentally repeat after me. May all living beings in this universe be well and happy. May everyone be happy and safe. And may their hearts be filled with joy. May all living beings live in security and in peace. Beings who are frail or strong, tall or short, big or small, visible or not visible, near or far away. Already born or yet to be born. May all of them dwell in perfect tranquility. Let no one do harm to anyone. Let no one put the life of anyone in danger. Let no one out of anger or ill will wish anyone any harm. Expand the loving kindness and compassion beginning from your heart. Forward. Visualize yourself and send it as a light. To your backside. To your left side. And to your right side. Downward. And upward. To all six directions at once, like the moon, the sun, spread the light, spread the energy without any condition, without any limitation, without any resistance or without any judgment. Let your heart to shine with the loving kindness and compassion from the bottom of it, with the maximum effort to the highest, wishing yourself, may all living beings in this universe be well and happy. Say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So first of all, we offer this practice to the great qualities of the Buddha, Dhamma and the Sangha. And also by the power of this meritorious deed, may all of us attain to the supreme bliss of Nibbana. May all your guardian angels and deities will receive these merits and increase their longevity and protect you from any kind of planetary influences or any ill effects. Ittavata chami sampadam punya sampadam sabbe deva anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe satta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya Imaya dhammanu dhamma patipattiya buddham pujemi dhammam pujemi sangham pujemi Attaya imaya patipattiya jati jara vyadi maranam ha paribunjisami Idamme punya kammang asavakkaya vahang hotu sabba dukkha pamuncatu. Bless you.